This is the Tri-State Time Machine. Each week, your host, Vanessa Hankins, and her guests share memories and stories about the past, the present, and the future of the Tri-State area. That's West Virginia, Kentucky, and the Ohio areas. If you used to live here, or you currently live here, you're going to catch yourself saying out loud, "Wow, I remember that." Now, here's Vanessa.
Hey guys, it's Vanessa, and this is the Tri-State Time Machine. I'm really excited about this episode. The guest that I have today and myself have been going back and forth for quite some time. I feel like it's been over a year that we've kind of went back and forth about trying to do an episode, but we finally pinpointed one that really makes sense and we both are really, really excited about. So I have today on the podcast, Amy Dill. Hi, how are you? And welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm great, and I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm stoked for you to be here. I hate that it took us so long to make this happen,
Right.
but all good things are worth waiting for. So we're good to go. Amy, for folks that may not know you yet, can you introduce yourself and share, your connection to the Huntington and storytelling?
Yeah. Like she said, my name is Amy Dill, and I grew up in Barboursville, but I live in Huntington now. I've lived here for well over 20 years, and I love it here. And I just spent a lot of my childhood in Huntington, so I have a lot of stories.
A lot of story. So do you think that that's kind of how you got into writing, is just that you wanted to have, you had something to say about everything?
I had something to say about everything. I mean, I could write stories about pretty much every building and every event that happened in Huntington in the past.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So today we are talking about Christmas in the 70s and 80s in Huntington. So when you think of a Huntington Christmas in the 70s and 80s, what is the very first image or memory that pops into your head?
Ooh. It's always the same one. It's my dad and I going to town. That's what you call it.
You always went to town. Yes.
To town. And we would go to town, and we would come to Anderson Newcomb.
Okay.
And we would buy my mom, that's where my mom's Christmas present
would
come from. So we would go in, and it would either be the perfume counter, the jewelry counter.
Absolutely.
One of those two.
Yes.
And we would, my daddy would hold my hand, and we'd walk around and decide on what we were going to get her, and then we'd purchase it, and then we'd go down to the gift wrap and get it wrapped real pretty and stuff.
I love that was a thing. Like, I love that was a thing in, like, most stores. Mm-hmm. Most stores had that as an option.
Yes.
Yes.
I love the gift wrapping, and I was always so upset that I didn't get old enough soon enough to actually get a job to do it.
Yes.
I love to wrap presents.
Oh yeah.
But it had pretty much died off by the time I got old enough to.
You'll find here and there that, like, some youth groups and stuff like that will do it for fundraisers and stuff like that. But then you've got to tug all your stuff along to wherever they are, and then it just seems like a lot more work.
About having that counter to walk up to. And,
yes, while you're already there. I agree.
The wrapping and the bow and.
Yes, I agree. So how would you describe the overall vibe of the holidays back then compared to, what they are now?
Yeah. I think back then it was a lot more Christmassy down here, and stuff. There was more department stores.
Absolutely.
You had the Huntington store. Penny's was down here at one time.
Yes.
You had H&L Green, McCroy's. You had Stone and Thomas, Anderson Newcomb.
Yes.
You had Wright's menswear store, so you had a lot of storefronts that would decorate for Christmas and have decorations,
and it was a big thing back then.
It was
to decorate. You had some come in and paint your windows and do the things like that.
And window displays.
Yes, you had full displays, and I loved. I was talking to someone the other day about doing this episode, and he was telling me he's from Mason County. He said there was a little store downtown in Mason County, and I don't remember what he said the name of it was, but he said that was kind of like their local have it all kind of store, like hardware store that had it all. And he said they would do live displays like the week of Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So they would have people like sitting there like playing checkers or like, just living art kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And he said they did it all week leading up to Christmas. And I was like, that's so cool.
I know. That would be a neat thing to see.
I think so too. So let's talk about downtown. What did the holiday season look like on 3rd and 4th Avenue during those decades?
Yeah. Like I said, lots of decorations put up, storefronts with decorations, Salvation Army, bell ringers. On every corner.
Yes.
And in front of the stores and stuff. And back then, people dressed up to come to town.
Oh, yeah. Your Sunday best.
That was
yeah.
the thing. You didn't just come as you were. You put something nice on and came
not like
to town.
pajamas like you'll catch people out nowadays.
Yes. And so you dressed up to go to town. So you passed family after family on the sidewalk, and everybody seemed to be in a better spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And mood, and so. And we got more snow, I think, back then.
I feel like we did. I wasn't alive yet, but like I feel like looking at memories that winters have changed.
They have. So
I agree with that 100%.
So usually there was snow on the ground.
So it was seasonably accurate.
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't 60 on Christmas Day.
Right. We have like crazy temperatures like that nowadays.
Yep.
So do you remember the downtown Christmas decorations? I mean, you've talked about them, but like, what are we talking? Are we talking like light up bells, garland across the streets, giant displays? Is there any that like stand out to you that you just thought were so awesome every year?
Yeah, they would have like candles.
Oh,
like
yes.
the candle things lit on like the light poles and stuff.
Yes.
And they would across 4th Avenue. They would hang like garland and different decorations across it and stuff. And we had the parade. There was a parade. And they'd hang a banner up when the parade was going to be.
I've got some questions about it here in just a little bit. Yeah, because I don't think we can talk about Christmas without doing a Christmas parade, for sure. So you already talked about a lot of the holiday go-to spots, but yours, for you and your dad, was Anderson Newcomb.
Yes.
Was there any besides that were your go-to shopping spots, like maybe when you went out with your mom?
Yes.
That you guys hit for family members?
Yeah. Mom and I did. We, of course, did, Anderson Newcomb, but the Huntington store was a big one.
Yes.
We went there quite a bit. Like I said, JCPenney was downtown at that point. And I believe at one point Sears was down here.
I have heard that.
Yeah, they were here before they moved to 29th Street where St. Mary's Nursing School is now.
Okay,
that
yes.
was Sears.
Okay.
And, but the Huntington store had Santa Claus.
Oh, yes.
So
that was the winner.
That was the winner.
That's where you wanted to go. Yes.
Yep.
So was like thinking back now, was the Santa like everything you envisioned him to be? Was like the beard real? Was it?
I don't know if it was real or not. I guess it never occurred to me that
it
this
wasn't. Yes.
Santa Claus.
Yes.
And so. And then I think after a few years, they started having him at Sears when Sears moved up to 29th Street.
Yes.
Because I have pictures of me pretty much consecutively.
Now, I feel like my mother-in-law, and Michelle, if I butcher this story, you just tell me later. I'm sorry. Michelle's a listener. So she and her sister, I think, were telling me that they would go to Sears and see Santa in a trailer outside, like in the lot.
Yes,
is that
he
correct?
Would be out in the lot.
Okay.
And I think at one point, too, they had like I don't know if they had a lawn and garden area at Sears, but I do remember it kind of being you'd go to the back of the store and you would kind of like walk maybe where there was like a fenced in area or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Set up out there.
Yeah.
They had a backdrop.
Yeah.
And then his chair and then him and you.
Yeah.
But there was something. Yeah.
So Michelle and her sister are a little bit older than you. We talked about ages before we started recording. So they probably remember it before they had like a space available for them. So they remembered talking about like going with, because there is, I think, 4 of the girls in their family, and they all had to put on their Sunday dress, their
you
best.
were dressed up to go see Santa.
And it was a big deal, you know. So they've got their little hats with their bows, and it was just, some of the pictures I've seen are really cute.
Yeah.
But hopefully I didn't butcher that too much, Michelle. So do you recall any iconic window displays or store traditions that everyone looked forward to every year?
I think I always look forward to Anderson Newcomb's displays because I've always been a reader.
Yeah.
And even as a little kid, I would read about New York City and Christmas at New York City. And I kind of equated Anderson Newcomb to being that New York City kind of store.
Absolutely.
And they would do these big displays, and the windows would be full of, like gift ideas, but also Christmas decorations.
So, and I guess you can tell me this, like I see it in movies, and so that's my only, visual for this. But like, did like the employees really wear like bright reds and like seasonal colors and everybody all dressed up? And
the ladies would usually like wear like a brooch or something that had
I
like
love
a Christmas
that.
wreath or a tree or whatever. And they would dress
I love
up
that because it sets the
mood.
tone. Yeah. It makes the vibe everything.
Yes.
I always thought that was really cool. I'm trying to think of what movie it is, but the little boys, there's so many of the movies. It's not just one movie. There's so many with the same storyline, but the little boy, is trying to save up to get his dad's attention. because he works so much, you know.
Yes.
But I remember the little boy in one of these movies going to the perfume counter because mom had passed, and he smelled a scent on the woman that was working the perfume counter, and he was like, that's my mom, like I have to have it. So like it changed from trying to buy dad's time to I have to have this perfume. And I just remember she always, like, he went into the store 3 or 4 times in the movie, and every time she's just, you know, glitz and glitter and bright red shirt, and her lipstick matches the red shirt, and the hair's perfectly with the curls out, you know. And I just thought that was so, like, I don't know, I love that. I wish people took more, I don't want to say that they don't take the initiative in their appearance, but I think our world is lacking. I mean, like I said earlier, you catch people in pajamas nowadays, like the middle of the day at the bank.
Yeah.
People in their pajamas,
PJs,
you know. But that you used to not be that way. You didn't go out into public unless you were presentable.
The salespeople at your nicer stores and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They were always dressed up.
Top notch.
Always made up, had their hair fixed. You know, they always looked.
I love that.
You know,
I wish that was still like the standard.
Yeah.
I know that seems like so pretentious, but it is what it is.
I would love to be my age now, living back then.
Oh, I know.
I would so wear the hats and the gloves.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sure.
So let's talk a little bit about, and I think this one's going to get you excited because I can already tell by the way we're talking. The Sears catalog. How big of a deal was it for kids in the tri-state?
Oh, God. That thing, you watched the mailbox for it to come, and you would get it.
Yeah.
And then it was just set in the floor, flip through every page, and mark what you wanted.
That's my next question.
Yes.
Did your family have any rituals around circling the toy pages, or did you dog-ear the catalog pages?
Oh, yeah. No,
you circled.
I would circle everything, and then, like you said, dog-ear the pages, you know, and stuff. And then
got to let mom and dad know which ones.
Mom and dad had to know, you know, because presents from Santa weren't wrapped.
Yes.
But presents from mom and dad were wrapped.
That's how it was in our family and how it still is in our family. Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So mom and dad needed some guidance on what, you know, I'd wanted. So I had to help them out.
I remember like so for my age group, the big catalog that we got, and I don't even know if you'll know what this is, but it's an East Bay magazine. And what it is like sports clothing and shoes and stuff like that. So I remember getting it, and it wasn't very thick at all, but like each year their custom stuff came out. So like if you wanted your name on the back of tennis shoes, like, which was a big deal back then. Like now it's like everybody does it. But back then it was huge, and it cost like $80 on top of the shoe to get your name on. Like, you know, so that was always the big ticket item, like I always asked for, but I never got.
Right. My big thing was they would come, they had this thing called Banner House purses.
Okay.
And they would come downtown to Anderson Newcomb, and you would buy the frame of the purse. It was usually wooden handles and then like a liner thing. And then you would pick your purse cover.
Oh.
Okay? But you'd pick it, and then the lady was there with her big embroidery machine.
Nice.
And she would put your initials on it.
So this is like 31 before 31 was 31.
Yeah. She would put your initials on it. She would put like a symbol on it, whatever you wanted. And then you could buy 2 or 3 of those cover things, and you'd have 2 or 3 different purses. With just one carry thing.
I love that.
And you'd open it up. And I believe it had magnets on it that would, I always wanted something like that for Christmas.
That would be really cool.
And the add bead necklace was a big thing.
What is that? Tell me about that.
Yeah, and you'd get those usually at Christmas and birthdays. You'd get beads to add on it.
Okay.
You'd pick your necklace.
Yeah.
And then they'd have different beads that you could get, and you'd build your necklace.
So for like different holidays and occasions,
and different
you would.
Occasions, you would get. You'd get a little. I'd get a little box under the tree, and I'd open it up, and there'd be like a little Anderson Newcomb box, and when I'd open it up, there'd be like a couple of beads in there for my necklace, and I'd be so excited.
I love that. Yeah,
and you
that's
could go
so
in the store
fun.
and turn the turntable thing and see all the beads that they
have.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun, because nowadays it's like we've got the what is it? Kendra Scott.
Yes.
Is the big thing now, and like it drives me crazy to buy that stuff, and because I know my daughter loves it, but I'm like, at the end of the day, like, this is just cheap little, you know, like I would rather buy you like something real and nice than to be paying a couple $100 for this little football on a chain that's got a little bit of rhinestones on it, you know.
I'm sure my mom felt that way about Hello Kitty back in the day. Right. Hello Kitty came out when I was a child, and
so you loved
they
it then.
sold it at Stone and Thomas.
Oh, okay.
And Newcomb. So yeah, so the 4th floor was the children's.
So you had a whole floor.
We had a whole.
That's
floor.
awesome. So fun fact, when the Stone and Thomas building, my in-laws owned that building when we first started. My husband and I first started dating. So there was a water leak, and he was the maintenance man for his grandfather. So like if it was the middle of the night, we were the young ones, so we got called.
Yeah.
So we go over, and we're just amazed at this building because a lot of it was still sitting in the basement and stuff. So like you could still tell that like the store displays, there were wrapped gifts still from a display that we took out that night everywhere that we went all over Huntington, and we took these gifts that were wrapped in this, we thought we were like the most ridiculous and funny people in the world because we had these, because it was, I mean, they were literally falling apart in our hands. They were so old, they were dry rotted, but we just thought they were the coolest thing in the world. And I love stuff like that. Like I love going into old spaces and just trying to envision what it was like back then. And but that's the only time I've ever been in that building. Was going in the back with a water leak going on.
I got to go in there a few years ago. My husband was an alumni marshal, and we went to alumni weekend, and one of the things was they gave you a tour of their new art thing there that's in that building now. And we went in there, and as soon as we opened the door and I stepped in, I could smell Anderson, Newcomb, and Stone and Thomas. It still had that smell. Still had that same smell.
That's awesome.
And you still walked up the same steps you walked up back in the day. And so I ended up, the lady that's over that now, she wasn't from here and she didn't know anything about it. So I gave her the whole history of the building.
I bet she loved that though.
Oh, she did. She was like, I had no idea. I'm like, oh yeah, I can tell you what was on every.
That's awesome.
Every floor. I said there was a tube system.
Yes.
That took your money up to the 6th floor to the cashier.
Yes.
And when they closed it all down or did so, at some point they had an auction.
Yeah.
And I wanted one of those tubes so badly. But by the time we got there, they were all gone.
Yeah.
Somebody had got them all. But I did get one of the old chunkers for the credit card.
Yes.
So I have that.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I wanted one of those tubes so bad.
I know, it would have been cool. Like, I still, like, I told my husband all the time, I'm like, what would happen if I drove off with the bank to like the tube for like where you send it into the bank? I'm like, how cool would that be just to have one of those? He's like, what would you do with it? I'm like, I don't know.
Set it around.
I have no idea. Like,
display it.
I don't even want to be a thief, but like I kind of want one of those.
I want one of those too.
I kind of want one.
Yeah, I want one of those. One.
All right. So let's talk about any standout gifts that you remember begging for.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
You're like, I have a list. Where do you want to start?
Yes, all the Barbie stuff. Because I was
crazy about Barbies.
Yes, I've always been into Barbie and into clothes. So yes, so I always wanted the Barbie, the latest and greatest, and I always wanted like her dream house because it had an elevator.
Yes,
I've always had a fixation with elevators, and when that thing came out, I was like, oh my gosh,
it's the best thing in the world.
I can pull her up, and all this stuff. So yeah, so the dream house.
I love that. You'll appreciate this story. Probably about 15 years ago, I was at Goodwill and just searching around, doing what you do at Goodwill, browsing, seeing what you can find. And I found this huge, it looked like it was an old comforter box or bag, the ones that have like the zip top on the, that's kind of square, full of old Barbie stuff. And when I'm talking old Barbie stuff, this was stuff that someone had put in their attic after their child had grown out of it. And then later on, I'm guessing, probably passed away and they cleared out the attic or they were like, oh, they don't want this. I'll finally get rid of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best thing in the world. I bring it home and I just think, oh my God, my kids are going to think this is the best thing in the world. Not even fazed by it. Didn't even think it was cool. I played with all of it as a grown adult.
I still play with Barbies. Oh, yeah. I had one and stuff.
But I mean, cool stuff like little 2 liters of like Crush and Pepsi Cola, because it didn't just say Pepsi, it said Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola,
and then it had like your orange juice, and like when you would tip the little orange juice container over, it would like disappear, like the baby bottle ones.
Yes.
But I mean, this was like high dollar stuff in its day. I'm assuming because that was so cool. I was like, I never had anything like this when I was a kid.
No. Because they made generic Barbie stuff
yes.
too, so sometimes you'd end up with the generic
exactly,
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if you could save your money up.
Absolutely.
You get the good stuff.
And that's how I feel about like podcasting equipment now. I'm like, if I save my money, I can get the good stuff.
Right. I'm like that with writing stuff. It's like, ooh, look, it's a pen that'll take my handwriting from
Yes!
handwriting to typed writing.
To
I
typed
like
writing.
that.
I need that.
I need that in my life.
That's so funny. I feel like I need that in my life. I write down everything in my book. So if you see me switching around from my book to my paper, guys at home, you guys can probably always hear me in the episodes switching my pages around. But it helps me. I feel more prepared. Like even though like I type it all out, like if I sit here and write it, like it's fine. Like it sinks in better, I guess.
Oh, I love to like write.
Yeah, me too.
I have all kinds.
And about like
notebooks and
absolutely
journals.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I have all
Absolutely.
kinds of- yeah.
I'm the same way. What kind of Christmas events or parades happened in Huntington back then? Was there only just the one parade, or was like?
I think there was just the one, the big parade,
Okay.
with the bands, and Santa would arrive.
So it kind of like, I mean, we do a Christmas parade here now, but I feel like a big parade that we do in Huntington that all the bands and all the schools come out for is the fire parade. So was like the Christmas parade back then kind of the extent of how the Christmas parade was then?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
All the
it was
schools,
huge.
all the
Everybody would
bands.
line up, and I can remember on 4th Avenue that garage that attaches like to the Radisson, that car garage. People, it being so crowded on the street, people would get up in that.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
And watch it from the garage.
Yeah.
because it's a good vantage point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but parades were serious back then.
Yeah. Well, and you had like legit floats. People would spend months. Working on that stuff.
Truck and make it
Yes.
or get a flatbed trailer on it.
Yes.
And, like, decorate it up, and you'd have all your news personalities, would be on it. Like
Yes.
Bob Johnson would be on it, or
Yes.
Bob Smith, or
I love that.
Yeah.
And when you first got here, we were talking about how the bank used to be or whatever, but I really 100% think that like I could thrive in that time period because people were, I mean, obviously we still had the bad stuff. Like I'm not a fool. I don't think that we didn't have bad stuff, but we didn't have as much of it.
No.
People were embarrassed back then. You were even like if you had bad thoughts that you were embarrassed, you weren't acting on them like people do now,
Yeah.
But it was just a different world. So I love that. I love that, the floats were being made and people were taking, because a lot of people don't realize, especially even in parades now this year or in this time of day, when we do like the fire parade for Safety Town, I mean, people don't understand that there's weeks that go into what little bit I do on a flatbed trailer. So I can't even imagine going to the extent of what they did back then.
Yeah.
Because they would have like full-blown Santas made out of tissue paper and, all the things. So like I can only imagine.
And then going back to decorations, like the bank here.
Yeah.
This bank used to be First Huntington National Bank.
Yes.
And it would be all decorated up every teller thing would have
Had
like
their
a
garland
wreath
and
a
wreath.
garland around it
Yes.
and stuff, and the churches all down Fifth Avenue would
Yes.
be all decorated up and stuff, and the bells would be going.
I
and,
love that.
Yeah, it was.
I can like imagine it. I can vision it in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That gets me like, that makes me want to go home and just deck the halls literally.
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Was there a particular event like the parade that everyone talked about or never missed, or would it be the parade?
It would be the parade.
The parade
Yeah.
was it. Okay. All right.
It was the parade.
I love it.
We're going to go see the parade.
Now, they went down what streets where did the parade start back then?
It was 4th Avenue.
4th Avenue and circled around?
And circled around.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
All right, cool. That was here nor there. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm picturing it in my head.
Yeah.
Do you remember how schools or churches celebrated? Was there any big like pageants or choir performances or community gatherings?
Yeah. We would have each class would have their own little Christmas party, and
Yes.
sometimes we would draw names, and you get little gifts or whatever.
Yeah.
And the homeroom mothers. There was homeroom mothers
Yes.
back then. I don't know if there is now, but there was homeroom mothers.
It's a whole nother thing nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Background checks and all the things.
Oh gosh, well
Yes.
I don't know that we had to have those. But the homeroom mothers would like make cupcakes or make different things
Yes.
and stuff, and we'd have a class party,
Yes.
and then for we would do a play, like a little pageant
Yes.
or something, and back then you could bring church into the school.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
We would have like the you know, we might do the nativity or we might do something else. But at church, we always did a play,
right?
The nativity or something. And one year I got to be a frog.
Yeah.
And I was determined I was going to be the best frog ever. You know, my grandmother, she made me an outfit, you know, and stuff, and dyed it green and all this stuff.
I love that.
I was so excited to be a frog. Because it was,
we took pride, like, and again, it goes to show the times. You were so excited just to be part of it, as opposed to, well, I'm a frog.
I'm a frog.
Yeah. You're like, I'm a frog. Like, this is the best.
Yes. And people will joke and tell you that if one thing I like is to be the center of attention. I mean, they might be right, they might be wrong. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I was just determined to make sure everybody knew that frog was on that stage.
Absolutely.
To see baby Jesus. That's what it was. All the animals.
All the animals came to see baby Jesus.
And I remember my cousin giving me a hard time. He was like, a frog? I was like, Jesus wants all the animals.
All the animals. They're all special.
He loves them all.
He loves them all. Absolutely. I love that. That's exciting. And, you know, there's not a lot of, I think we've got like 2 or 3 bigger theater groups here. And I don't know if you've seen this in the news. I seen that over in Ashland, their theater, they're closing it down. Okay, here it is. I found it. Okay. So the city of Ashland, in coordination with the Paramount Arts Center Board of Directors, has announced its plan to purchase the property owned by the Paramount Arts Center. So this is an updated version.
Okay.
The acquisition ensures that the Paramount Arts Center, which has served as a crucial driver of Ashland's arts and cultural scene since the 1930s, will continue to be an economically vital asset to not only the city but the entire region, said the city leaders. So the way that they announced it, let me see if I can see the first. You know, they edit. Because the first one, it freaked me out a little bit.
That could be scary. I was going to assume that the whole...
Yeah, well, the first way that the way that it read, like, had me really scared. So I was like, maybe I'll mention this and she'll know something about it. But I can't find the other one. That's not on. They must have realized that was a really bad...
It sounded bad.
Because it's not here anymore. But yeah, it freaked me out a little bit because I was like, we're working so hard to do the Keith Albee over here. They can't lose theirs there.
Yeah. And I do, I go to a lot of the Foundry events that they have
at City Hall.
Rachel does a phenomenal
She
job.
really does.
Yes,
she really does.
Job. I did the We Are Marshall movie the other night.
I wanted to really bad, but we had been so inundated with so many Marshall 75 family. My husband's cousin was on the plane, so we do all of and this year, they just fell differently this year because normally you lead up to the game, and it's the 75 game. It kicked off with the 75 game and then all the events. Back, so like it was a lot this year. But the Foundry, which actually, what was City Hall like back in the 70s? Like, was it a big deal to go see the tree there or anything like that at City Hall?
I remember City Hall back in the...
Yeah. Wasn't as big as a deal as...
Wasn't as big a deal as, 4th Avenue was your... 3rd Avenue and 4th Avenue.
That's your hot spots.
That's where your bread and butter was back
Gotcha.
then. And then some of the stores on the plaza back then, because it was a plaza, there was no traffic on it.
Right, exactly.
And, but you had then you had Ford and Harwood Shoes, you had the Smart Shop, the Princess Shop.
I've heard a lot about the Smart Shop. What was that, like a women's clothing or?
Yes, but a very fancy.
Okay.
I mean, you went in there for like really nice blouses and skirts and hosiery and different things like that. But
oh my God, how wonderful would it be to have a store like that now? Mm-hmm. Like that you just know, like, I'm going to go there and I'm going to leave with like the outfit. I don't have to go to 6 places. I don't have to look online.
And when you bought it, they folded it up, put tissue paper, put it in the box.
Made you feel like it was money well spent.
It was like those movies you watch where they put your purchases in a box with a bow. Yeah.
Bring that back. Somebody with an entrepreneurial background. Make that happen.
Make that happen, please.
Yes, make that happen.
I will definitely support you.
Absolutely. I will too. I just went shopping in this little store. It's right across from the little paint. I'm so bad with names. What's the little paint shop at Pullman?
Oh, the Pottery.
Yeah,
Pottery
Place.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's right across from it on the corner.
They always have all the Marshall Green.
Yes, in the window. Yes, I can't think of the name of it. I'm so bad, but it's like a Christian-based store.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that at first. Not that it's here nor there, but you go in and they have so much just positive, like Bible verses and quotes and things like that on sweaters. And, it's hard to find wholesome things shopping for me. I'm shopping for a 13-year-old girl. Mm-hmm. It's hard to find wholesome things, but in that little store, like, there really is. And it's a little bit higher end. Yeah. You're definitely paying a little bit more, but I felt like it was money well spent because, like you said, they package the stuff up for you. Mm-hmm. And when you try it on, they come to your, hey, did you want that? I'll carry it up front for you. Yes. It's that old vibe. And
personalized shopping.
It's personal. And it was wonderful. So anyways, we'll get back on subject here. What did a typical Huntington family Christmas morning look like during that era?
Oh, gosh. Well, you'd get up, you'd wake up really early.
Yes.
And then you'd be told to go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
It was too early. But I can remember getting up and going to the bathroom, but tiptoeing.
And
trying to
sneak and see Santa.
At the end of the hallway. And it wouldn't be light enough for me to see anything under the tree.
Yes.
And I'd, go back to bed. But then you'd finally get up and, you couldn't open anything. Mom had to make the coffee first.
Yes.
And she and Dad would get their coffee, and then you'd sit on the floor. And being an only child, I didn't have to share anything. Everything
nice.
Under that tree was pretty much mine.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that for you.
I love that. I didn't have to share anything. And you just start unwrapping presents or Santa's presents.
Showing them off.
And all this stuff. Trying to be excited when you got stuff that was like,
Yeah. Like, I always wanted this, even if you had no idea.
Now I get clothes and I'm like,
yes,
I got clothes. But, when you're a kid, you want to unwrap, like I said, Barbie.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you'd have dinner and, family might come over and you'd compare with the cousins what you got.
And play.
What you got and play and stuff. And sit under the tree and play with all the things. And,
I love that.
I hate to say this, and this is going to sound terrible, but this is coming from a kid.
Yeah.
The worst kind of Christmas would be Christmas that fell on Sunday morning.
Oh my gosh! Because you have to get up and go to church.
You had to get up and go to church.
Oh yeah.
And then you had opened everything, and then
you don't even have time to play.
You don't have time to play, and you got to sit through church thinking, man, that dollhouse is right there.
It's just waiting for me.
That tape recorder, whatever. And then I had a friend the other day tell me that they couldn't open anything until church was over and they got home. And I thought, I wonder what would be worse. The torture of knowing what you had at home waiting on you, or the torture
that's a hard one.
Of not knowing
at all.
Having to wait another 3 or 4 hours to find out what it was.
Yes. So. Oh, that is a hard one. I don't think I could. I don't think I could make a decision of which one was bad. Yes. So, what foods or holiday treats were must-haves? With Jell-O molds, ribbon candy was huge back in the day. Yes. Or was it, your Susie Homemaker casseroles? What was the go-to that everybody wanted back then?
Well, fruit cake was very popular back in the 70s.
Yes.
That was very popular. They sold them, at the
everywhere,
yes. Stone Thomas, Anderson Newcomb, they had a candy counter.
Ooh.
So you liked it when you got a box of chocolates from the candy counter.
Nice.
And the Civic Center, right before Christmas, would have like an arts and crafts show. Lions Club Arts and Crafts show.
Okay.
And you could go there, and there would be people from like fudge places that would come.
Oh, nice.
And this one man, I remember he came, and you could buy like a cup of like hot fudge.
Yeah.
It was just hot fudge melted in a cup, and it was so good.
Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll give you a little.
It's like eating
tip.
Like brownie butter, batter. Goodness.
If you make the, if you go to make no-bake cookies, if you just make the stuff that makes them cookies and just eat it while it's hot, tastes
Same
just
thing.
like it.
Oh, okay.
Just don't put the oats
Now
in.
I know what I'm doing this week.
I used to call that my emotion dessert. I would go in and make me a little saucepan of that stuff and just eat it.
Yes.
And I'd be like, it tastes just like that fudge
Tastes the same.
when I was a kid at the Civic Center.
I love that. I love like that smells and tastes and stuff like that takes us back so easily.
Yeah. Now my family, my mom every year makes me, and she still does it, what they call an orange slice cake.
Okay.
And last year I got to help her make it, and I'm going to help her make it again this year. But it's just, it takes those orange slice candies and those dates and lots of orange juice to make it, but it is so good. And it's an old recipe from back in the day.
Now there's my daughter, so I'm not ignoring you, I'm Googling because I want to get this right.
No, you're fine.
There is this candy that is shaped like an orange, but it's, okay, they're called Terry's. I wanted to make sure I knew what they were. I knew it was a man's name, but I didn't know what they were. But they're called Terry's Originals. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to sign in to Kroger. I just want to show you this picture.
I just want to see the thing.
I just want to show you the picture. That's all. But, well, it won't let me click off of it. But
I've seen
so
those.
I thought she was eating orange dipped in chocolate. And I was like, how does that stay good on a shelf for like however long it's been sitting here, Yeah. But it's not. It is just chocolate shaped like oranges, but when you, I didn't taste it because I'm not an orange person.
Yeah.
But when you smell it, you distinctly smell the orange as if there is like a juicy orange sitting right there. But you smell the chocolate too, and it's so odd. But that's when you said that cake, I was like, I wonder if it was anything similar.
I love this cake. This cake, she, like I said, she makes it for me every year and has for years and years and years. And it had walnuts in it, I think.
Oh,
yeah. Or pecans or both.
Yeah.
And my husband was allergic to both of them.
So he didn't get to share it.
Cake. I had
Bummer.
it all to myself. Now, I did give my sisters-in-law a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
I was nice.
You got to be nice.
I learned to share.
Yes.
Even as an only child, I have learned to share, And
that's funny.
yeah.
So what do you remember the most about Christmas Eve traditions? What was it like in y'all's house on Christmas Eve?
Usually we'd go there was church. Usually you had a church service on Christmas Eve, a candlelight service. We never opened presents on Christmas Eve. I know people that they open everything on Christmas
We never
Eve.
did unless we were traveling. Like if we had to be somewhere else on Christmas, like just so that we could have our Christmas at home.
Yeah.
But that's the only time that I ever remember.
I've always wondered about people that don't put up their tree until Christmas Eve.
I know.
I don't get that.
How do you do that?
I mean, I would just think that would be a hassle.
I even feel bad for
you-
people that do real trees because they have to wait so long because they have to stay wet,
Too much maintenance.
It really is. It's
couldn't
too
do a real
much.
tree. But yeah, I always wondered about that. I'm like, you put your tree up on Christmas Eve,
Yeah, it's very different.
and then when do you take it down? Like Christmas night,
Right,
or
right.
whatever? So I mean, it's like
Because
a
mine's
24-hour
literally
tree.
mine's like on New Year's. It's out of here, but mine are already up. So
Yeah, I mean,
I've been living with them for a while. By the time the first gets here,
yeah, right. I've seen it quite a few times. But
yeah, that's funny. So like Christmas Eve around our house, when I was younger, it was pretty chill. It was mainly clean up your room, make sure there's anything that you don't want to give to anybody, that may go without, things like that. Make room for the new stuff Santa's going to bring
we would
you.
do that too, yeah.
And we always did like a pile outside of our door because Mom had to make sure we weren't getting rid of anything that she just bought for birthdays or something like that,
Right.
So Mom had to inspect the pile first. But we always did that. But we kind of like ate off of like whatever stuff Mom was preparing for the next day because they'd cook for 2 or 3 days leading up to.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get like full set down meals because we were just all eating off of whatever she was making at the time, But I always loved Christmas Eve because there was no expectation of going anywhere. So I always enjoyed that, except for church, So it was church and back home. So I always enjoyed, and even now to this day with my family, Christmas Eve, we don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of nothing, and I love it because it's very rare that you get that nowadays.
Yeah, because you had all your parties.
Exactly.
For beginning of the month. We would do, I remember church, we would do a progressive dinner. And our Sunday school class would do our dinner. And you go to like one house for the appetizer, one house for this course, and then you just keep going. And then the last.
Which is like wonderful if you're social, but like by the time Christmas Eve and Christmas get here, like my social battery is drained.
Oh yeah, by Christmas Eve I just want to.
Yes, I'm done. I'm over it.
I just want to, chill out with Tucker and just be done with it.
Yes, get underneath a blanket and just chill. Just chill. Watch some Friends reruns or something.
Oh, exactly. Yes. Or I do have my Christmas movie tradition that I watch my Christmas movies.
Do you? You just sit
Yes.
like all day? Is that your thing for one day?
Well, there's like 3 or 4 of them. My favorite one is a movie that Susan Lucci is in. It's called
Okay.
Abby.
I've never seen it.
It's a reverse thing, a modern day thing of like the Scrooge.
Oh, okay.
Her name's Elizabeth Scrooge.
Okay.
And she runs a big department store.
Nice.
Which might be why I like it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's a big department store.
Yeah.
And she's all about the store making profit.
Oh, yeah.
And so it
So
takes
her
her
heart
through
changed.
Yes, her heart changes by the
I
end
love
of the
that.
movie.
I might
But
have to watch
it
this.
every year. It's on YouTube. That's the only place
Okay.
you can
Okay.
you can find it.
Good to
but
know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But yeah, it's my favorite.
I love that. So that kind of leads me into my next question. What Christmas music or radio stations define the era in the 70s and 80s for Christmas in Huntington?
Key was always the big
Yeah.
radio station back then.
Yeah.
Key had it, Key and TCR.
Had it locked.
They had it locked down. They would
Yeah.
do the Christmas music and stuff, and I loved to listen to Clint McElroy on the radio.
Yes.
He was just, he's my favorite. And he would always have some good stories for Christmas and stuff. And, the TV stations would always, they'd
Yeah.
be festively, the set would be
Right.
festively dressed up. And I
Yes.
remember the weather lady back on WSAZ was named DJ Schroeder, Dorothy.
Oh,
Schroeder.
okay.
And she was a fashion.
Oh, was she?
She was.
Well, back in the
always
day,
dressed.
like to be the news anchor or to be like the weather girl, like it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
That you have made it to the height of your career.
Yes,
if
but
you got
she
to do
would
that.
always be festively dressed and have jewelry on.
I love that.
Yeah, she was amazing. And,
love that so
I'd
much.
watch it just to see what she was.
Yeah, just see what she was
See what
wearing.
she was wearing.
Yes, I love that. Do you remember any local TV holiday traditions? Like, was there any shows that were like go-tos? I know, like nowadays, they always do A Christmas Story, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were some big ones back then?
Mostly, I think it was just the cartoons, like the Rudolph and the Frosty,
Mm-hmm.
and Santa Claus is coming to town. They would play those, and you would just sit on the floor.
Yeah,
And
just watch in front of the TV.
Watch them in front of the TV.
Yep.
And, with the old dials on it. That
Yes.
You had or the antenna that you had to get up and
Yes,
move every
yes,
so
yes,
often
yes.
in case, the picture wasn't clear,
And for some of the younger listeners, we're not just talking about the 70s and 80s. That was in the 90s, too. I
Yes.
absolutely did that.
Yes.
To watch TV, to tune in The Simpsons on Channel 11.
Oh, Channel 11. See, I remember when Channel 11 came to be, and it was Channel 23.
Oh, really?
It was Channel 23, but it showed Star Trek.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was my channel.
Oh,
And,
gotcha.
yeah. So, but yeah, you had to adjust the antenna to get it to pick up right.
Love it. So, for us and my family, and this is Michelle again, shout out to you. Every year she makes us watch, oh my gosh, what is the name of that? Polar Express. I am
Okay.
like beside myself this year, or today. I am beside myself. But she makes us watch the Polar Express, usually after Thanksgiving dinner, or anytime she catches us at her house from Thanksgiving to Christmas. We have to sit and watch the Polar
Sit and
Express.
watch it.
Was there anything that your family did like that was
We
a
watched,
must?
Gosh, and the name just.
They've just been leaving my mind. Every time I go to say something, I forget it.
Miracle on 34th Street. Mm-hmm. And the Clarence getting his wings, the bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of
Yeah.
the name of it either.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't. It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
There
yes.
we go.
Yes. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
And that one still replays nowadays. Like
does,
it's still,
yes.
yeah. And I need to make my daughter sit down and watch that one now that I think of it.
I think she'll like it.
She'll like
If she
it.
lets herself.
Yes. If she lets herself emerge in it, she'll
think
like
she'll
it.
like it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are there any only in Huntington Christmas memories that younger generations probably would not believe things that happened here? I feel like the decorations alone are something that you wouldn't believe.
Because it was all decked out.
Yeah.
I mean, so many decorations. And
Well, I feel like communities took more, not to say that we don't take pride, because we do, and Huntington does a great job of making it look festive. I'm by no means am I saying that they don't. But I think store owners back then we had more people, it wasn't corporate. America the way it is now.
Yeah, it was mom and
It was
pop
mom and pops, and you
stores.
wanted to do the display that's going to bring the people in because you need that money to make your family's
you
Christmas.
Put your good items in the window.
Yes.
Because that's what you're trying to bring the people in to buy.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, there was more storefronts.
Yes.
So there was more storefronts to decorate and more items to put out.
Yeah.
And it was and of course, there was a lot more people.
Right.
Because this is where you shop.
This is
There
where you
wasn't
shopped.
a mall
Right.
to
Exactly.
go to, you know.
Exactly.
And
So that I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. I think I've got if I remember correctly, I think I've got a story or a question on that one.
okay.
Has Huntington kept anything from that era that you still see today, or is there something that you wish they would bring back?
I wish they'd bring back all the stores. So that
Yeah.
I would prefer downtown shopping to any other kind of
I agree.
shopping.
Because now you go to the mall now and you'll wander around those stores and everything's the same in every store, just the prices are different. Maybe a little bit color variety, but other than that,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I would much rather go in and out of the stores and
I,
walk the
yes,
streets and stuff.
same.
Yeah,
I
would much
love
prefer
that.
to do that.
I love that a lot. Like even like when we go shopping, when we're on vacations and stuff, I love the trip back to the car. Let's put the bags in the car and go back for another round.
Go back for another round.
Yeah, go back for another round.
Let's go again.
Yes,
Let's
let's
eat
go
first and then get our strength back and then
Exactly.
go back, and
So, you just made me think, were there any restaurants that, like, on the day, like, you and your dad went Christmas shopping for your mom that you guys would stop at and get, like, a treat or anything like that?
Sometimes we would eat at the counter at McCroy's.
Okay.
McCroy's had, like, a little diner counter thing.
Okay.
Or we would go to, mainly it would be Bailey's or Jim's.
Yes.
I loved eating at Bailey's cafeteria.
We did an episode on Bailey's when WG was still with us, and it was a very fun episode. Obviously, I didn't have any memories of it, but listening to him tell, he's such a storyteller, so it seemed awesome.
It was. It was just so cool.
Seemed like a very good time to be alive.
And then anytime you went into Jim's and Mr. Twill was there,
Yes.
it was a good time because,
Yes.
he was going to make sure you were, not that you would never be well taken care of,
Right.
but he would check on you,
Yes.
and all this stuff. And,
Yeah.
it was a very personal experience
Exactly.
when you went in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're doing a good job at still continuing that with their staff nowadays. I think it was bigger probably 8 to 10 years ago, but I think they still do a good job at making you feel like it's personal.
Yeah.
Now, there are a few key players that are like retiring from there or have retired in the last couple of months that I've seen on their Facebook posts, and I'm like, well, it's not going to look the same when you go in if you don't have the same smiling faces.
Right.
It's those
right.
things about getting older that I don't know if me turning 40 or just what the deal is, but I reflect on things like that. And I'm like, now I know what it's like going down 4th Avenue when, my father-in-law would be like, oh, this building was this, and we went and did this there. And because I have lived through that. There's so many buildings that have been torn down from the days when I went out to clubs in college and stuff like that. We don't even really have clubs in Huntington anymore, which good thing because they were full of violence at the ending game of them all. But it's so interesting to see the way Huntington has changed, overcome, and adapted to dilapidated properties and things like that. So I think about your Bailey's cafeteria, your gyms back in the day, and how the celebrities would come. How cool would that have been to have been in there eating when you've just got a president strolling in?
Or
what what are the odds?
Or an actor.
Or
Billy Joel.
Yes.
Or somebody. Yeah.
Yes, just a typical day in Huntington, whatever.
Yeah, and I love change as far as technology and stuff like that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain other things, I don't like change.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I could tell you right now we were going to go to Jim's, and I could tell you the whole process that's going to happen. From the time we walk into the door till the time we leave. And that's exactly what would happen.
Yes.
And then hopefully I could take you back 20 years from now, and
it's
would
exactly
still, because
the
the
same
process
thing.
right now is still the way it was.
It still is.
Back when I was a kid.
Exactly.
And Mr. Twill and Bunny were running the,
And I hope it stays that way. I know with the new owners, they're doing a great job, so shout out to you guys. But I do hope that personal touch stays for sure. But something I am happy about is they changed their cups. So now I can get a bigger cup of ice because their ice is like my
the
favorite.
ice is a dream.
Ah,
And the fact that they brought sweet tea back.
yes.
Oh my gosh, that was like the greatest decision ever, because I remember back in the day they had sweet tea, but they had sugar water.
Yes, you had to add.
And
yes.
they'd add the sugar
And
water.
you can't mix when it's already
No,
cold. Like
you
it never
can't.
mixes
Tea
correct.
And sugar do not mix
No.
well when it's already ice.
It really doesn't.
It goes to the bottom.
Right, exactly. Any funny stories or mishaps or unforgettable neighborhood stories you have from growing up during the holidays? See, I grew up like living in the middle of nowhere, and like WG and I always had great conversations about this. I had my sisters and my brothers, or my sister and my brothers to play with. So like all of my memories run together of us. Like, but he would have stories of like his neighborhood. Oh, we so and so got a cassette recorder on their birthday, so the whole neighborhood was at their house and we were recording and, you know,
yeah,
just random things like that. And I think that's so cool. Like, I wish I would have grew up in a little neighborhood to have those kind of memories.
I did grow up in a little neighborhood like that. There was a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And my age and stuff, and so that's what you would do Christmas afternoon.
Yeah.
You go outside and, you know, if you could, if the weather wasn't really hot, you know, you'd ride your new bike if you got a new bike.
Right.
You'd show off your toys. You know, you'd play with everybody else's stuff.
Yes.
You know, you'd compete to see who got the you know, the greatest thing, you know, and stuff. And there was mostly boys in my neighborhood. There was a couple of girls. But the boys always got, like, you know, the trucks.
The trucks,
and the, you know, footballs and, you know, but they take their
your baseball bat.
Jump the ramps.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
ramps and jump them, you know.
That was a big thing when I was a kid, too. We always used to do that, which in hindsight, like, I'm like, what were our parents thinking? But
yeah. And you knew.
Yeah.
As soon as it got dark. Or
Time to go
as
in.
You heard your name bellered from the front porch. You went in.
Yep. It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Yep.
I mean.
And no matter what, you always heard it. Or you always saw your porch light going off.
Mom's not going to holler twice.
No, you always seen it. Like, you knew.
Yeah.
There was no ands, ifs, or buts about
twice.
it. Nah, no way.
Nope.
When you look back on those decades, what do you think made Christmas feel so magical here?
I do think it was the trips to Huntington.
Yeah.
To come here.
Coming to town.
Coming to town.
Yeah.
You know? And my mom talks about coming to town from, she was raised close to Salt Rock, and they would catch the train.
Oh, so they had a haul.
They would catch the train.
Yeah.
Huntington,
Oh, my
back when you
goodness.
could ride the train.
Yeah.
And so then it was a day.
Yeah.
A whole day of,
That's
know,
nice,
shopping
though.
And eating and all that stuff. And I would have loved to have experienced that.
That would be really cool.
I do love the days that,
Yeah.
you know, you coming to town was an event.
Yeah.
I mean, you dressed for it. You prepped for it. You had a routine.
You
know,
knew
but
you
at
weren't going to be home
Christmas
till the
time-
evening. Yeah.
At Christmas time, it was just a whole other experience.
Right.
Because you got to see the displays and, you know, dream about.
So you hear that, Huntington? We want more stores downtown.
More store displays.
We want more.
Yes. I'll help
We
you
want to go
fix
back to
them
the
up.
old days. Yes. Yeah. We'll come in. We'll do
Come and help
some.
you fix them up.
We'll do some renovations.
I'd love to do a store window.
How fun would that be?
Oh, that would be so
It really would
awesome.
be. I've been watching, and everybody at home, you can laugh at me or you can go and look and be envious with me. These videos on TikTok of this girl, she's a local girl. I can't remember her name, but she does like all of the Goldie Auto and Dutch Miller, Kia, like all their stores.
Yeah.
She does their paint on their windows.
Ooh.
And she does it with like, she takes some of the fake snow, but then she does like paint colors in with it.
Yeah.
And it makes it look like it's a snow scene. And I just watch her like when I can't sleep. And I'm like, how she makes it look like it's so easy. And there's no way it's easy. There's no way it's easy. But she makes it look so simple because she'll just be out there with a card and just a few swipes of the wrist. And all of a sudden this green blob is a Christmas tree with bulbs and everything. And I'm like, hold on. I blinked and now it's a tree.
Now
like,
it's a tree.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But
I envy
it's so
people in
cool.
that town.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could put clothes on the mannequin. I could
Right.
pick out an outfit for the mannequin and accessorize it.
Right. Yeah. She's awesome though. I need to figure out her name and give her a shout out.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't listen to this podcast, but it's okay. I just think that her art is
When
super
she gets
cool.
a ton of listeners, she'll be like,
Yes.
oh, who's subscribed?
Yes.
These people.
She's like, I mean, her talent is just, it's immeasurable. What do you wish today's kids could experience that was normal in the 70s and 80s? I've thought of this one a lot since I came. Like, that's not even a hard thinking question, but like, I've thought of it a lot. Like, while I was sitting here waiting on you to arrive, I was like, man, there's so many things.
Yeah.
And I didn't even grow up in that time, but I'm just thinking of, you know, going to the cinema. Like everybody, all the kids went to, like, and parents were busy. They weren't always going with you, you know. It was a safe world. It was a safer world, more safe world. So I feel like that would be like my number one thing.
Yeah, you could be dropped downtown.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know, but I think as far as like, a lot of kids out there nowadays don't have families.
Yes.
And I just wish, first of all, every child had a family.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I just really wish that they could experience like what it's like to have a family that, you know,
Right.
does the holidays and celebrates and have the dinners and the experiences and stuff, because, you know, some of them don't know what that's like or don't ever get to experience that because they're in homes or they're in.
I agree 100%. We, I say we because it's the Junior League of Huntington. We went and had dinner with some of the girls at Golden Girls last week. And a lot of the girls, for anyone's not familiar with Golden Girls, a lot of those girls come from very traumatized backgrounds, you know, like sexual things have happened to them. They've lived in not so savory situations pretty much their whole life until they get help. And a lot of the help that our government gives is not always help. So, you know, they've been through the system. They've been through a lot of things. So by the time they land at Golden Girls, you know, she was telling us before the girls came in, you know, some of them might be standoffish. They've never been here before. They don't know what it's like to have trusting adults. They don't know what it's like to have a group of women come together and cook a meal for them. You know, they don't know that. So it's going to be a lot for them to take on. And, you know, you don't really, even when I was cooking and getting ready, you know, making my baked beans and making my stuffing and stuff that I was taking, I wish that I would have slowed down enough to really take in what it meant to those girls and how thankful that I was to be able to do that for them. Because I didn't slow down in the moment. In the moment, I was helping my daughter do 5 other things, plus cooking and plus trying to get ready, you know. But it was so emotional. My daughter actually, like, and I don't know if she could put it into words still now, but when they were kind of giving us the heads up of like what some of the girls specifically that were coming in had been through, I started tearing up, but my daughter, only being 12, she couldn't hold it in. Yeah. So like she's just tears, and you know my husband ended up coming to get her. She didn't stay for the dinner, and she was just like, "It's just not fair, Mom. It's not fair that those girls, you know." And I'm like, "You're right, sis." I was like, "You're right." I said, "But the good news is, you know, you can continue being the giver that you are, and you can do what you can. And when you get older, you can work in this field, or you know, you can find a way to make a difference." In the best way that you can.
Exactly.
And I told her, you know, and she's only 12, but I said, you know, sometimes the best way that we can do is by, in our own world, doing the best we can. So maybe that means you being the best mother that you can be. Maybe that's enough. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if you're going to want children when you get older, yada, yada. But never beat yourself up because you can't do enough, because your enough might be just being that good mom for the child that you have. Mm-hmm. You may have been exactly what that child needed, you know. Exactly. So I just think it's really awesome to be able to give back in that way. So I like that answer. Mm-hmm. We talked about so much stuff. I'm like, some of my questions, I'll read them, and I'm like, we've already answered that. Yeah. What does Christmas in Huntington mean to you now, after all these years of writing about the area?
I think I cherish it more. And I regret, like you, I regret that I didn't stop back then and savor the moment and remember all of the details and stuff. Yes. That it was just because, but as a kid, you're just going.
Yeah, you really do.
Because, it's Christmas and I want this and I want that and stuff. But I do wish I had. Yeah. I wish, and I do wish I could go back and be my age now back then.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just to experience
it as an adult. Yes. And soak it all in and see what it was like as an adult to experience.
Absolutely. That. Absolutely. You know, I caught myself, I'm glad you said that, because I caught myself the other day. My daughter gave me her Christmas list, and her list is just crazy. I don't know if you know much about Lululemon, but it's pricey. Yeah. She wants a pair of the leggings, and she's like, they're just leggings. And I'm like, kid, just to be a 12-year-old and have that innocent mind. They're just leggings.
They're just leggings, but they're leggings
that cost like $250.
Yeah.
Like, that I'm like, you're crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, how blessed that my family is that she feels comfortable enough. Because she's asking from Santa. She's not asking for mom and dad.
Yeah,
so
she's like,
she's not even thinking about a price tag or something like that. So I just think that's awesome. So
someday she'll discover for that.
Someday she'll discover.
She could have bought like 25 pairs of
yes, of the Avery ones that she wears every day.
Normal
yes,
leggings,
yes. So if you're open to it, I want to play a little game.
Okay.
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 That's a little trivia.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
So round 1.
Okay.
Which downtown department store was famous for Christmas window displays in the 70s and 80s? Murphy's, Stone & Thomas, Ames, or Kmart?
Stone & Thomas.
Stone & Thomas is correct.
Yeah,
ding, ding,
score.
ding. I feel like these are all going to be easy for you.
Oh, I hope. Gosh.
What classic holiday decoration used to hang in the streets of downtown Huntington? Giant snowflakes, candy cane arches, light-up bells and garland, or angel silhouettes?
Bells and garland.
You're right. Yep. C. That was the answer. Okay. True or false? Anderson Newcomb once hosted a special holiday floor just for kids' gifts in the 70s and 80s.
True.
It is true. They had a whole toy area and a catalog to pick up the buzz beforehand.
Yes.
Love that. Okay. Round 2. Shopping and Sears.
Ooh.
What was the most circled toy in the Sears wish book for the kids in the tri-state in the 80s? A Cabbage Patch Kid, an Atari, a Big Wheel, or a Light Bright? 80s.
The 80s. I say it's the Cabbage Patch.
You're right.
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch, yes.
Apparently it nearly caused a riot across America.
It did.
When they were released.
Yes, I remember. I was just a little too old maybe for the cat, but I remember.
Remember it happening?
People trying to, your landline ringing because, no cell phones back then. And it was like, hey, if you're out and they have them, grab a couple of them and I'll pay you back.
Yes.
Exactly. The dealing of the Cabbage Patch dolls.
Yes. I love that.
Again, back then, no eBay, no internet.
No. You either got it in the store when it was there or you didn't get it.
You didn't get it at all.
Yes.
Yep, you snooze, you lose.
That's funny. So, and this one may be a little different for you, but since you were an only child. Okay. What was the unspoken rule of the Sears Wish Book? A, only circle 3 items. B, kids could circle anything, but parents still bought socks. C, circle an entire page and hope for the best. Or D, no one touched the lingerie section.
I'd say, funny side of me wants to say D.
That is so funny. Like, I couldn't hold in the laughter as I was saying it.
Mom binder clips that
together
so you can't, so your brothers can't look at that.
Exactly. So, do you want to guess, or you want me to just give you the answer?
Just give it to me.
Okay. Circle the entire page and hope for the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Round 3. This one's local traditions and events.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Which Huntington parade traditionally kicked off the Christmas season? Guy and Dot Days, the Huntington Christmas Parade, Marshall Homecoming Parade, or the Ohio River Boat Parade?
Huntington Christmas Parade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A few of those throw you for a loop because you're like, were they a thing?
They do Guy and Dot Days.
Yes.
That's the Civil War thing, I think. I don't know, but I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, true or false? WSAZ often broadcasts special Christmas segments featuring local choirs, schools, or community events.
True.
True. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. What classic Christmas decoration was basically required in homes during the 70s and 80s? A, bubble lights. B, white-only lights. C, popcorn garland. D, salt dough ornaments.
Ooh, that wasn't what I thought one of the answers was going to be. I thought it was going to be those old plastic candelabra things.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've seen.
Yes. They were beige colored and they plugged in and you had them in your window. Yeah, I thought for sure that's what it was going to be. So, what was A and B? A was bubble lights and B was white-only lights. No white lights because everybody had those colored bulbs back then. A? Yep. Okay. You're right. It's the bubble lights, which I don't know what bubble lights are. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that is. I don't know. I do remember. We'll look it up here in a minute. White lights. Yeah, we'll look it up. Big old bulbs. My husband hates colored lights, and I'm like, I love them so much. Yes. They bring me so much joy. I like the lights now that they have where you get the remote and you can change whatever color you're, Oh, yeah. Whatever the vibe is. Your vibe is. Yes, absolutely. What holiday food was present in nearly every Huntington household, even though nobody actually ate it?
A, fruitcake, B, ribbon candy, C, ambrosia salad, or D, peanut brittle.
A.
They have it as B, the ribbon candy.
Ribbon candy.
But fruitcake was the runner-up, though.
Oh, now see, I would demolish that ribbon candy.
I thought it was good, too.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good,
loved
too.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
Loved it. Yeah.
All right.
Gosh.
This one's music, movies, and pop culture. We're almost done.
Okay.
What Christmas movie was the most likely to be recorded off TV onto a VHS tape? A, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. B, It's a Wonderful Life. C, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Or D, Frosty the Snowman.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
So the answer is actually A or C. So A Charlie Brown Christmas
Okay.
or Red-Nosed
Or
Reindeer.
Rudolph, yeah.
Because they are both annually still played to this day.
Yep.
Woohoo! So you're like right on point with all these. All right. This one's kind of an open-ended.
Okay.
What is the most Huntington in the 80s Christmas memory that you can think of?
Christmas in the 80s in Huntington. See, I'd have been a teenager then. I still think I think it would probably be being dropped off downtown.
Yeah.
And being able to like go through the stores
Yeah.
by myself now.
Right.
And seeing all the displays and
And leisurely doing it at
shopping
your
on
own
my
pace.
own and
I get
not
that.
having to hurry up and
Gotcha.
hitting that candy counter
Yeah.
as many times as I want.
Right. All right. Last one.
Okay.
And this one you can guess.
Okay.
You may know it, though.
Okay.
In what year did the Huntington Mall officially open, forever changing Christmas shopping in the tri-state area?
Oh, hang on, because my mom went to work there before they opened.
Oh,
She went to
okay.
work at Lazarus.
Okay.
So I was probably 13 or 14 when they opened. So it's early 80s, like 84 maybe,
You're a little high.
a little high, 83, 82. 81?
81.
81. Okay,
81.
yeah. I do remember because she went to work at Lazarus, and that was the first time I ever rode an escalator. And it had mirrors
Yeah.
around it, and I got so sick because I started watching myself in the mirrors riding up the escalator, and I was having to hold on to that thing because I was like, I'd never
Yeah.
rode one before.
Yeah.
But,
That's so
but
funny.
yeah, she got a job at Lazarus, and they had.
I love that you were able to pinpoint it in that way. You were like, well, Mom got the job. I was
Mom
this
got
age.
the job. I was this age. Yeah, she did. She got the job up there, and the upstairs was a totally different world. They had a cafe.
Mm-hmm.
You could eat up there.
Nice.
Fancy little cafe. You could go up there
Nice,
and
nice,
eat
nice.
fancy china.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How fun.
They had a record store up there, record department. They had a bakery.
So when the mall, like this is here nor there and really doesn't have anything to do with this episode, but curiosity, as you listeners know, gets the best of me. When it officially opened, and it sounds like you were there a lot since your mom worked there, was every spot filled? Like every storefront had a store in it?
No, not when it first opened.
Not when it
You
first
had,
opened?
There was Lazarus, and there was Charlie Chan's, which is where that the Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell in there.
I remember
first,
that.
But now it's like one of the Asian restaurants.
It is,
But
yes.
Yeah, it was a Lazarus was the first store to open.
Okay.
And then Stone & Thomas, and then Penny's and Sears came.
Gotcha.
In. Yeah, they're anchor stores. But yeah, the
So-
Lazarus was a whole.
So what was
other-
your favorite store in the mall, like the smaller stores? What was your favorite one to go into?
Smaller stores. I did love the Gold Mine. It wasn't a real store, but it was like the arcade. I
Oh,
would hang
okay.
out there a lot.
The arcade was super cool. Is it still? Is it still there?
Yeah, it's not there.
Is it not
Uh-uh.
there? I
No.
couldn't remember. I never go in that entrance,
We
but
used to have so much fun there, though. My friend Andy Harris played Hubert on the same quarter for like hours, and he was
oh
in
my
the
gosh,
paper.
it's when you can like know that you have a skill set, man.
Yeah. And he's in IT now. So see,
Yeah, I was gonna
all
say, it
those
paid
video
off.
Game hours
Yeah,
paid off for him.
it paid off,
Paid off
absolutely.
for him, but yeah,
That's so funny.
But, yeah,
I love
But
that.
I still would rather shop downtown than in a mall.
Yeah, I absolutely would. And a thing that I like about like the downtown stores is, because they are mom and pops per se, they are staying open later,
Yes.
for convenience of people that do have to work and things like that. And I think that matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that matters a lot.
Yeah.
But, basically, I think with this episode, keeping the nostalgia alive by doing these kinds of episodes and storytelling and things like that, I think that that's going to be how we kind of circle back
Yes.
And bring like the downtown back and things like that.
Right, because I really hope somebody listening to this that
me
has
too.
something to do with downtown or can do something with downtown,
Yes.
will think, oh my gosh, we could still do that.
Yeah.
Or why aren't we doing that still?
Yeah.
Or I could do that.
Well, I love like how I think it's Cerrito and Canova. I think they both do it, but they do like a yard of the month. They do like a like you win an award for having the best decorated around Halloween, around Christmas.
Right.
Like how fun would that be to do within the businesses of downtown?
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Exactly.
Which I will say,
window
like Holly Smith Mount and Sarah Walling and a few other people. And sorry if I'm forgetting anyone that's pertinent, but they do like the candy cane trail, like they kind of spearhead that, and that's really cool. I think that's really cool. Yeah. But I just feel like we could do more. And by saying we, I mean not me because I'm already inundated with a million things. Mm-hmm. But someone out there listening could do more.
Could do more.
You could do more.
If you need help,
yes.
I might be persuaded.
I was going to say I could be persuaded.
I could be persuaded to help.
I don't want to be the end-all, be-all, but I will definitely give some hands.
I want to be the store window decorator.
Yes! She wants to put the mannequin together.
I want to channel my inner Hollywood from that movie
Mannequin.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
I do too, and he was always decorating the mannequins and stuff.
Yes, love that.
Yeah.
All right, Amy, any fun stories from the 70s and 80s Christmas era that you want to share with us before we go?
Oh, gosh, I think I've covered.
Okay.
I think I've told you all my stories.
Well, I have loved having you.
Oh, I've loved being here.
We've been recording over an hour, and it never feels like, usually if it's been an hour, I'm like, oh, like we've been here so long. But I feel like we've been here 5 minutes.
Not to mention the long time
I was going to say, we talked beforehand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But I think with storytelling, it goes hand in hand with writing. So I think that's kind of why we're vibing so well. Yes, we're storytellers. All right, guys. Well, Amy, we loved having you here. We're thankful for it, and hopefully we have you back sometime. And won't take as long as it did this time. We'll make it happen. All right, guys. We are out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Tri-State Time Machine. If you have a memory you want Vanessa to talk more about, just send her an email at tstm@mail.com or post a comment on the Tri-State Time Machine Facebook page. Did you like the episode? Be sure to share it with friends and family. It's the only way we can continue this fun work that we do. You can find a link in the show notes that you can use to share it.